right, gentlemen. It's been an extra week this one. And what a week it's been, right?
Kang, William, what's going on?
Dude.
You know we missed a week?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, really?
We missed a
But
whole
we
week.
had the law episode, The Dark.
Oh.
That was fun.
Yeah, but we still missed a week after that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was so busy.
Yeah,
I was,
William's too busy being a businessman.
selling.
Worldwide.
Not business. I didn't do business. I was selling a house and buying a house.
William was secretly at the Pitbull concert. That's what I read.
I wonder, right? I just quickly, I am sorry.
Oh, we're going in.
I'm
We're going
sorry
straight
to all
in.
of our
We're
diligent.
mad.
No.
What?
I sorry to our diligent Patreon members that I've completely neglected. You guys are still there. There's people there. I appreciate you guys. You know, I've never cashed it out. I've just kept all the money from the Patreon together, and maybe we'll use that to buy the fourth microphone or like a video camera.
I wonder how many Patreon accounts are like that, where Patreon secretly is just hoarding.
Yeah, they're hoarding the money.
And they're like a superannuation where they can be like, should we just reinvest this?
They're
on top of
earning
people?
like 1.2% interest off our $500.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
But I wonder, William, you don't have to disclose what debt you're in, but I wonder who ended up with the most net debt by the end of it. Because I just bought a new truck, which cost me $480,000, and most
What
of
is
that
is that an average cost for a truck?
for my setup, yeah.
Right.
And
Is it going to be like?
damn.
Is it high? Like really? Is it a high app?
it's got a high-ab forklift, which is like a forklift that detaches from the back of the truck.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
It is very cool.
Is it one of those big old
like-
trucks we
you
can
know, like-
sleep in?
Wait.
Technically, I can sleep in any truck.
Hold
but
on,
yeah.
hold on. Danny's truck is like Optimus Prime now.
Oh, it is. It
You
goes,
know, like how Optimus Prime has that
nice.
buggy that comes out of the back of the trailer. That's Danny's truck.
It is so much like that. So the way that the forklift attaches to the back of the truck, right? You spike the tines of the forklift into the back of the truck, and then you use the forklift that we normally use to lift things up. It works retroactively and it lifts you up instead because you're pushing against the truck. So then that lifts up, and then you drive it in, and it like attaches to the back, and then you use big meaty chains. Makes me feel
Transformers.
like a boat guy from the 1500s.
It's going to save you a bunch of effort, right? Save your back.
So much effort.
Because the big problem was getting things on and off the truck.
Yeah.
Once it's on the ground and moving, you're fine, right?
So Danny, you need to get a voice module when you attach your
Oi, that's actually a fucking great idea.
and then detach like, everybody's gonna be so annoyed.
William will
time.
chip in for the paint job to make it red and blue.
I think, I got to go to the auto electrician because they put the lights in the wrong spot, so I got to get it swapped around.
How the fuck does that happen?
It's these are the expert fabricators. They charge us hundreds of $1,000s, and where they put the reverse camera is exactly where the forklift mounts.
What?
So every time you use the reverse camera, all it sees is the forklift that's attached to the back.
Fuck.
And I'm
That's
like,
so stupid.
Yeah, it is very stupid. And the same thing, the indicator lights for the truck are directly behind where the forklift is, so you also can't see the indicator lights. Like, it's
Come on.
and this is like premium fabricators that make just this one thing. And I was like, how do you guys not know how to do that? There's also this like what happens, when you attach like a trailer. You boys ever used a trailer before?
Nope.
You guys like trailer guys?
Nope.
That's okay. When you have a power socket that runs from the vehicle onto your trailer, and that's what activates the indicator lights on the trailer. It's
Right.
illegal. You have to have those, right?
Yep. I've seen a ton of people not do that.
Not do that.
Pain in the ass.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the time, the whole mechanism there is quite flimsy, right? They fall apart and they break
Right.
easy. So people just don't maintain them after that. So the same thing happens with this. From the truck, it goes to the forklift. This big meaty plug. It feels very much like some sort of spaceship thing because you've got to chain it up with this big chain,
Right.
and then you put in lock-in pins, and then you get this big
You're like
meaty.
Dr. Frankenstein connecting the power cables and he's alive.
Yeah, you plug it in, and then but what it is the plug sticks out at like a 90-degree angle, exactly where the forklift mounts. So the front of the mount shunts up against the back of the truck. I'm putting my hands together in a flat motion here, and then the cord sticks out probably 2 centimeters just past that point. So I can't mount it flush. I have to mount it like 3 centimeters away. But what happens is, because I'm brand new to using the thing, I just mount straight into the back, and I've crushed 2 cords already.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I've crushed like $200, $300 cords. So guess who's getting a phone call? Connor.
So this is
I'm getting my mate Connor.
you're going through the growing pains of figuring out new tech.
Connor's really become our like this whole last few weeks has been a mental again. Like, if you've been listening to the broadcast, you've been with us for a while, right? I once again have moved house. Again, I've moved house again. The restaurant at Black Sheep actually started just the Uber Eats side, but we've started that. And then I obviously also had to go get this truck, and I was supposed to trade in my old truck, right?
Yeah.
And they accepted a trade-in price, but I think what they did is they overshot the trade-in price by a little bit. So I think they wanted to back out of it, even though they were the ones who stated the price. So the week we're supposed to trade it in, the guy goes, he's like, "Oh, I just bought 3 of them in a deal, so we don't need yours now." I was like,
cool.
Okay, cool. So the money that I needed for that was supposed to be come from the trade in from my truck, I had to just find. So I needed $57,000 in a week to figure that out.
Oh my goodness.
I know, and as I'm not a guy who just has $57,000 sitting around, so it was a stressful week, and that on top of all of the releases, you know, we'll obviously go into it, but we've got we had Lorcana and the Magic release, both smaller for us, but for One Piece. Well, One Piece, like Lorcana and the Pokemon for us was about the same size.
Yeah.
Then you step up, and there's about $10,000 worth of One Piece for us. Again, we're not a massive store, so it's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money compared to other things. But then we have Riftbound and Avatar come the next week later, and all of that stuff puts us way over the credit limits of what we have for purchasing stuff. So we had to have all of that money also prepared to send to the places for them to send it to us. So it's been a stressful couple weeks, boys.
Yeah.
You can see it.
It's been
I actually
wild,
grew
right?
my hair back just to allow a bit more of it to fall out.
So when's the track active?
I've got it. I've had it for the last week. What happened was I picked it up. I'd never used the actual machine before, even though like the other guy I work with had one for quite a while. And I went and picked it up. We did one job where he taught me how to use it, and then he just sent me on my way. So that day there was a bit of like Googling manuals, but it's a German vehicle. So there's a bit of like Googling the manual and then translating it in my iPhone to like the words and being like, okay, I think this is it. And
Can you imagine like in the client's place, like, hi, I'm just looking at the job schedule right now, but I look at the manual like,
The guy's waiting for you to forklift things in and out, and he's just looking at instructions on how to drive the
How to
forklift.
drive
like,
the
hey,
forklift,
hey, I'm just looking at my schedule. I just need to see if I can make this on time.
Oh, yeah.
There was you put
definitely-
your headphones on, listen to a video.
Yeah, he looks over and there's a video like of me of how to use the forklift on my phone. There was definitely a lot of hoping that the first few deliveries I went to, there was nobody there, because sometimes you go and there's people there, other times it's just a building site and nobody's really paying attention to you. So I did a little bit of like hoping that was the case.
This is the exact same thing as like you have a brand new machine at the gym, and like you want to use it, but you have to look around to see if anyone can notice you trying to figure out how to use it.
Bro, I do that. I've been going to the gym for like 20 years now. And every now and again, I'll go to some machine. I'm like, what is this? And like, I'll be like, all right, I'll mentally note, I'll come back at like midnight, another night.
I do that a lot right now. Well, because I like to go around and visit the gyms around Perth to see what's up, right? And then I'll visit a new one where there's some fancy new machine. Like, oh, this looks hell nice. And I try, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Am I doing this right?
Well, wait, so Wade's been working for us on the truck. Wade works here at the boards on a Tuesday, as well as working on the truck for us. And he's got it down pat because we're like delivery guys, right? I make a schedule for us. And he's been getting me to finish his... Normally, I do all the south stuff like the south of the city first, because we live in the north. And then I finish in the north. But Wade's been getting me to finish him in the south so that he can try the different gyms around Perth. So he's been going to like Gold's Gym in Rockingham and like things that are normally an hour or two away that maybe isn't worth, driving to, or at least not if you don't have the time. But then, if you can finish your workday there, it's like you can bundle it in together,
Yeah. You want to make gym efficient, Finish one thing into another thing and go home.
But I like that he can both be a delivery man and still think about having a life, whereas I haven't figured that bit out.
Yeah. Turns out the secret is B24.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know about you, but every now and again, YouTube recommends me a video of like a truck, because we talk about trucks so much around my phone. Where I don't know, how much would it cost for those big old trucks to have like beds in the back, have microwaves and TVs?
Are you talking about like the classic looking truck where
you get the American trucks, they have to go cross country and they'll just like sleep in the back of the trucks.
An average price is about 1.2 million.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're very
Do they
expensive.
fork it out, or the company forks it out?
It depends. Like most people will have to go through a company who buys them, like Toll or IPEC or something like that. But if you can get to the point where you own your own, you're making so much money.
Yeah.
Like you can do a hot shot up north between $17,000 and $30,000. So even though it was $1.2 million, but you can do that in 2-3 days. So you can go to making $1 million, like $2-3 million a year.
What a lifestyle, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, there's incredible costs, and I always call trucking is the modern day pirate. You're on the road by yourself most of the day. You don't really have a boss. You kind of move around on your own, and you do even if you do have your own work for a company you own, for the most part, you're on your own making your own decisions. Like it's up to you to not fuck things up, right?
We're gonna play a game. You're on the truck right now, and you're crossing country, and you got a hitchhiker who looks like William. You picking him up?
Oh, like William? Yeah. I can fight William.
So I'm
Is that the
getting,
it was
ultimate-
William,
is that-
it's his,
is that
even
the- is that
better.
the ultimate testament? You'd be like, am I going to get stabbed by this guy?
Yeah. Look,
Right?
I'm a bit of a weirdo, and like I'm happy to sit in a truck for 40 hours and not have to talk to anybody. If I woke up tomorrow and never spoke to anyone for the rest of my life,
Yeah, I get it.
I'd be perfectly fine. But also, I like to yap, so I don't know if it's worse for the hitchhiker or me.
so I got
The
my,
hitchhiker's like, man, I really should just stab this guy.
I ordered my office.
Yeah.
A 6x3.
What do you mean you ordered it off as? As in
So a 6x3
renovations or just
like a
mount,
unit.
right?
It's like a prefabricated.
I like to
office.
imagine these prefabs. They just like helicopter fly in and just drop it in the
It's
backyard.
not that far off.
So look, I've looked every single provider in Perth, Melbourne, Sydney, and I found this store. I mean, this fabricator in Sydney who's selling it for $8,000 to my specification.
$8,000 for an office.
That's
$8,000,
really
yeah,
good.
It's pretty good. And then I was like, man, is this a cheat? Like, I messaged her like, hey, how do you do it so cheap?
Am I getting
He's like,
scammed?
yeah, is it getting scammed or something? Like, is it because of your numbers? It's like, yeah, because we were doing volume. Like, he knows that in Perth, the same thing will cost 26K.
Yeah, it's very. That's
26K, and the shipping cost alone is 4K. So it's half of the unit.
Yeah.
I'm still fine because it's only 12.
Yeah,
12,
still only
15.
12 grand, yeah.
Yeah, and it's still like even cheaper than the cheapest 6x3 in Perth, which is like 18, 19.
yeah, that's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy difference.
And
in price.
which state is he from?
New South Wales.
This is like the classic situation. You know, it's the same thing as fucking like that kid who was like, "Oh, I fly to uni because it's cheaper than living in California."
Yeah.
It's crazy how much difference. Like it's not even like 2 to 3K difference. I'm fine with 2 to 3, but triple?
Yeah, I like that
Man.
logistically, it was still cheaper to have it flown over from another state than have it done here.
No,
bro.
truck.
You've got a
truck.
demountable office, Kang. What's the first thing you put in it?
In an office,
Yeah.
like a chair.
No, like furbish, like I'm talking about like
Oh, like a fun thing.
No, like aircon. Or what's the musts? You've got a demand. You've got an office where you can sort cards for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Aircon.
What do you require? What's the requirements?
Ooh, a small Somalian child. So all my cards.
I reckon one of those, those flat screen TVs that look like windows, so
Yeah.
you can change your view, so it look like you're like on a Barbados island or something.
Now I'm going like old timey like slave rancher. You know what I mean? I'll get a small Somalian child. He doesn't understand the world, and I'll pay him really little to sort all my cards. And he's Somalian.
So slavery?
Yeah, and he's probably used to the heat, so I might not need aircon. Sounds terrible.
my one for my office, which I got is a 1 meter door. A 1 meter double glazed door.
Yeah.
It's way too big for the child.
Nah, it's huge.
It's huge, yeah.
The kid can fit through the window. It's fine.
So everything's double glazed.
He doesn't have to, but you force him to crawl in the dog door.
So I'm pretty happy.
The
This is why 100 years ago people like me existed.
Oh yeah, yeah. Were the Chinese massive slaves?
I don't know, dude. I'll be honest, I don't know that much of my own history. The problem is most of us were just too busy killing ourselves.
Yeah, it's true.
There's a lot of civil wars.
The office. Are you going to put a gazebo over the top of it
Nah.
to reduce the heat? Is it not going to get like incredibly hot in there?
Because he has like a 75, no, is it 750 mil like insulation?
Is it foam? Like
Yeah,
white foam?
EPS foam, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's okay.
Is this because you've been growing your business and you've grown exponentially, which super proud of you for. Like it's not even like we know in the time we've met, this has gone from nothing to something to like your full-time thing right now. Do you think this is going to be it? It's going to be all the space you need, or are you expecting to like 12 months from now have to buy another demountable and you're going to be a little city?
Oh, I have 2.
You have 2?
Yeah. So one is storage, one is the office.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So we
It's
can
like Little Sim City.
yeah.
I have the land now to do it.
If I pay for one of the little fucking office spaces, can I just live in your backyard?
No.
Yeah. We can like what's that video game thing where they will live in the stacked tower?
Yeah, there's old toys.
The good part is it's separated from the house, so
Yeah.
it's a different area to the house.
Don't worry, man. You won't even notice me coming in and out.
So I'm sure your wife is exceptionally happy that she doesn't have to see like
Nope.
magic cards in her living
That's
room.
that's the main thing that we bought the house. Like you are out.
It was new house or divorce.
It's like out. Like there's a barrier. Like
Yeah, if our situation with all the storage boxes of cards is already getting a problem,
Yeah.
I don't know what William's home was
What?
becoming.
is that full?
These are all full, yeah.
Yeah.
What is it with? What's in there?
Cards.
Just sets. Yeah.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
So
It's
especially the volume that you're opening. I mean,
Kane hates Chap City. He's like, he hates it.
Yeah.
I see the purpose of it, but I do understand. Like people come in and they spend time and they buy the Chap, but I see it as a loss leader where it brings people in.
Yeah.
But it definitely doesn't make the same turnover as say like the Warhammer. Like, you know, when people,
Of course.
you know, in a shop, the way that it works is you price up every shelf and it's the real estate, right? Like how much it costs to have that there and how much you're making. And the turnover, like revenue from that space is definitely a lot lower, but it's also mostly chaff that people are leaving behind. So we're not paying any. People are paying us for the cards, and then they leave the cards, and then we
are paying
resell the cards.
We're paying in space. Like you have to see like that space is.
But you have to
is
understand
money,
like
right?
what
So
are
we
you
are
going to
actively
replace
costing.
it with, right?
Just
Oh,
all,
dude, have you
just
seen? There's so much. There's so much stuff.
Yeah, there's so
William.
much stuff
There's
in
so
here,
much.
yeah.
I've actively started taking tabletop space away so I can put more stuff there.
But we're fixing that problem now that I've moved house. The truck is done. That was a bit of a nightmare. All this we've got through this as the last release weekend, which we will get to in a second. But because that's all done now we can start looking at moving this podcast over to the new area.
Hey, if we bought one of those big old office spaces and put it in front of Northern Boards in the parking lot, do you reckon anyone would notice?
Ooh. Actually, no one would notice though, since that thing is there, right?
Well, it's funny you say that because we are looking into working out whether the veranda out the front is actually ours or not. Some developments have occurred, and it could mean that we can do far more out there.
That means the entire time that I've been lighting fires outside, it's entirely within reason.
We can retroactively make it legitimate. The arson comps can go away, but after 5 years of being here at the boards, the owner came down and had a chat to us. Actually, a top bloke, and
finally, you met the final boss.
Yeah. And the real estate people had just not been communicating with him, even though we've been trying to communicate through them to him. They just have been choosing not to do that. So we've put ourselves in the best ever position. So like this summer, I'm after all these years, I'm gonna pull the pin and do the aircon. I was like, I never wanted to spend that $7,000, $8,000 on it because I didn't know, it's a lot of money to then maybe move out in a couple of years and then leave behind. But knowing that we have an agreement can be put in accord where we can stick for a longer period of time, it's worth going in, putting things like the aircon and maybe fixing up some of the more egregious like points of contention. Yes, correct. Like William's currently looking at the roof above where we are, the ceiling. So for anyone who comes to regular and who doesn't, we had a storm. It blew the roof out. The roof filled with water.
Wouldn't this be under the landlord's landlord's job?
It is, but because it's a shared building with a shared slope for a roof on the top part, it means it goes to the strata because the strata should have been maintaining it. Like the owner of the building is paying maintenance costs to the strata to maintain all of the roof because it's a shared one. So because they didn't do that, it became this massive shit fight. The biggest problem is the real estate company, they didn't tell the owner that it happened. So he came in 5 months later, like a couple weeks ago, he came in 5 months later and said, I've just been told about the hole in the ceiling. I was like, that's cool because we've had a gaping hole in the corner of our room, and
long story short, we don't have a strata.
Yeah,
or whatever exists as a strata.
Yeah,
doesn't exist.
If you live in like an apartment building, you pay money to strata, and their job is to clean and maintain and make sure the place doesn't fall over. Ours is just a scam one where they just take the money, and it's like I'm not even.
So who's taking the money then?
Yeah, fuck knows.
Yeah, it's not even a joke about it being a scam. Like it legitimately is a scam.
Wait, my favorite part
it's just a guy who has an office in front of his house.
When we had the strata guy come through, and he had a chat with me, and I was like, "Oh, can I grab your card?" He was like, "Yeah, I'll be right back. Grab a card." And I just see him like fiddle around in his pockets and pull out whatever and hand it to me. I'm like, "Oh, cool." And it was like the most like it was barely a card, and it was like
so this guy know that he does not have strata, and then he pretends to be the strata.
Yeah,
and then
he's getting paid to, but he funnels that money back to someone else.
And then I kick the card. I'm like, all right, sure.
But is he the actual strata like management?
He has a strata company, right? But as Kane was saying about the card, on that card is about 10 other businesses, but most of them have been crossed out with a pen.
Yeah.
And his office for the strata is just the office in the front of his house, and he does no employees.
And we Googled it, and there's just nothing.
When he says he'll get the accounts to get back to us, it's just his wife.
Right.
Yeah. So and there's like here there's no obviously the roof.
So does the owner knows?
Now, yeah, he knows now, but he didn't know any of this before because what happened was the owners are these really this elderly couple, and they've had it for ages. It's the owner's son, who came in and talked to me.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing as like one of these things where I didn't want to spend a lot of money here because I don't know if it's some just big conglomerate that owns 100 businesses and they don't care about us. But apparently the guy was saying that this building is their retirement like plan. So me paying rent here is one of the few places they're getting retirement money coming in.
So if you stop paying, then
Yeah, because what it was one of the things is because the maintenance was so low, I considered buying the place. Whether we had the money to do that, nice different story. I think because the quality of the building is quite low, I thought it would be financially feasible to do that. But apparently they wanted to sell it before we moved in, but now we've been here 5 years paying rent. There's not really much incentive for them to sell it to me because it's a clear income for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
But I'm fine knowing that he's a nice people and it's like I'm helping an elderly couple retire. I'd much rather pay them rent than some like big business that's just like copying them.
Well,
Life pro tip:
but-
just manage the affairs of some really old people that don't care anymore, and you can just
So are
bet
they
money
gonna fix
away.
things or not?
They are. We've come to an accord, and we're gonna move together and fix things together. What I'm hoping to is at some point do like what we do at Black Sheep, where the agreement goes to a real estate agent, but after that you just deal with the owners and you pay rent directly to them. That's what I'm hoping to eventually get with here, and that will create a much more stable longevity to the like. To this
That's
business.
better.
Significantly better. It's to me, it's an incredible, enormous stress off of the back of my mind because I've always wanted to do so much here, but pulling the pin and spending the money is always. It's very iffy because you're like, well, how much money do I spend on the building to then maybe 2 years later them not renew the lease and then leave?
Yeah. You do all the upgrades and then they kick you out.
The markets have also been sold this week as well.
What a fucking news!
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. So,
Have they gone public with it?
all they've told us is that it's a Vietnamese investment guy from over east.
And it becomes one giant balmy mart.
Oh, look, hey, man, if there's a good banh mi here, Hannah won't have to drive as far away, right?
It's true.
But supposedly he's going to run it for at least 6 months as is before making any changes.
6
So-
months to be like, does anything catch on fire?
Yeah. Well, I guess it's to see how well
Hey,
it
that would be the
runs.
greatest. That would you buy entire markets, you wait around, and be like, oh no, electrical fire. Hello,
Well,
insurance.
it's one of these things here. Like I've always wanted to do some like live music stuff with the bar guy next door. Like the Wanneroo markets has so much incredible potential. Like the Malaga markets and the Fremantle markets, these other places are run like exceptional businesses.
I'll be honest, frankly, in the last decade, I'm surprised competition hasn't showed up for this market space.
Yeah, it's true. I guess it's just because the purchase land and the amount of money to start it. It's one of those things that you could do in the 50s or the 60s.
Oh, yeah.
But to start to be, even as ramshackle as it is to start and build this now to buy that land and put this on there, crazy amounts of money. And that's why I like because many years ago I wanted to look at buying a place for Northern Boards before I was spending money on all these other stupid things. I get emails every day from realestate.com, like the commercial one, and they send you all the business from all over the country. And because they assume you've got money. Obviously, you don't have money for any of these things. But like when you want to buy something that's maybe a quarter of the size of this, you're looking at like $10 to $30 million.
Yeah, if you have the amount of space, I guess, to facilitate a market, you might as well develop commercial buildings.
Yeah,
or retail
and you're
buildings
also
and such.
incredibly incentivized by the government to just throw massive apartments on there.
Yeah,
like
true.
you way more tax breaks and stuff like that because like housing is such a nightmare. It's
Yeah.
like people don't need another place that sells like burgers and Chinese food, but they do need houses. So
But this is a commercial area, right?
they
Can't
still
have-
they would still throw apartments in there.
Really?
Yeah. In WA here, it's close. Like you got to think is like even though it's commercial, there's houses are only 2 minutes away on either side.
It's true.
Like if you look back in the back of Kingsley there and Lansdale, you've got
You
literally
you got a dividing fence and then immediately industrial area.
I don't know. Have you? Because I know you're in.
Correct. When we were planning to move into this area here, when my parents were shopping around like Lansdale, Dodge area, it was literally like, down the street there is just a concrete factory.
A concrete factory, yeah.
And there's dividing walls, so hopefully you don't see it.
If you're in Kingsley, just across the road here, there's houses that back right up onto the factories, and then the factories have like 20-meter concrete tilt panel walls.
Yeah.
So in your yard is a 20-meter concrete panel wall.
You just stare at that when you leave your home.
Yeah, you can stand in your back yard and look up and not see the horizon. It's fucking crazy. And then because we're like in the area, we're a coastal area, so we get what we call willy willies. I'm not sure what you guys would call them, but they're like little mini tornadoes.
Yeah.
They happen all the
100%.
time. So they go through.
They hit the wall and spin, right?
Yeah, they spin around, but they pick up all the rubbish, and then you just watch them dump all the stuff into people's yards. So like, and if you guys know know what a bulker bag is, but it's a massive bag. It looks like a Woolworths bag, but it's huge, right? It takes 1 ton of sand. They're quite light intentionally, but they're really strong, so they don't fall apart. And they get thrown up in the air, and you see them on people's roofs all the time. And like, you know, just the rubbish and foam. Exactly why our roof caved in is because the old roof on top, gutters weren't built correctly, so it just filled with there was like body-sized pieces of foam in our gutters, and that's why it filled up with water and our roof caved in.
What a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, crazy.
Oh, interesting.
All right, so for the last week, we've had a whirlwind of releases. So just
Back to the hobbies.
back into the hobby. We'll talk about it briefly as
Not
well.
having money is a hobby of mine. I've been doing it for a long time.
Exactly.
Don't take that away from me.
So obviously we had Lorcana come through. Lorcana Whispers in the Well was much more fun set. I feel like Lorcana is an interesting one where people who play Lorcana actively enjoying it and collecting it and such. And then I get a lot of like naysayers from the outside. I'm like, hush.
Through
Lorcana
zero
people-
work of my own, I'm incredibly proud that we still have a very active Lorcana community.
I'm incredibly proud of the Lorcana community. There's so much, it's such a high level of friendship happening and camaraderie. They're all planning to go on a Disney cruise later in the year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're all
Oh.
getting together and they're going on a holiday. Because like that's the epitome of what I want to see in the community, which is people getting together, becoming friends, and then they're
Well done.
planning things and just going out their lives. You know, I'm okay with you not coming out
As
on
long as
Tuesday
it's not
night
on a
Lorcana.
Tuesday, then I'm
Yeah,
happy.
exactly.
Make sure you buy your pre-orders first.
Correct. So Lorcana, it's doing great, love it.
I actually
Happy with
talked to
that
a few
one.
people over the weekend who were talking about Lorcana. I was like, yeah, we still have like players come every Tuesday. It's a real casual community. They're like, oh, like they are quite a few. There's 2 or 3 conversations I had where people didn't realize that there was somewhere they could go to still play it. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, just right here on
It was one of
Tuesday.
those things where our community now has started adopting players from other communities that still wanted to play. Because it's, you know, Lorcana is not a competitive game. And you get a lot of LGSs around Perth that cater more towards.
Is it not inherently, or is it just our
the
community?
crowd of people that want to play it?
Okay.
Like you get, because it very much has a divide of it wants to appeal to a wider audience, including children, and also appeal to like the average Disney enjoyer who might not go out of the way to say, I'm going to grind out card games for weeks on end to go for a tournament.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
And then we had last week also had One Piece OP13. Oh, it was a big release. I don't know about you, William, but OP13 was big. Like a lot of people were really keen on it because they had the the set tend to have obviously new One Piece sets always exciting for players, but they did a specific thing where they got a collab set of cards with the artists from Jujutsu Kaisen, which is a very popular anime, and those cards were like a big chase pools. They did God packs again, right?
Yes.
The big lottery pools. Did you get any God packs from them?
Ooh, William's luck has run dry.
No. My luck just went to Pokemon now.
William's luck just
true.
metamorphosizes
Yeah.
because this is exactly, I shit you not, the occurrence that happened, right? Phantasmal Flames came out, William walks over and he's like, hey, can I look at the case? And I opened the case for him, he picks out a box, smells it, he sniffs it, and he's like, this is the one. And he sits down, he opens the Black Charizard. I don't
like a
know what
bloodhound.
He's a bloodhound. He just, what the fuck? I don't know how he does it.
Oh, yeah.
2 for 2 now.
They just employ William to stand at the airport and see if people are importing too many Pokemon
Yeah,
cards.
it's crazy.
You know, like there was the age-old adage that you could transfer like drug money or run money or launder
Yeah.
money through cards, right? It's very common. And I don't know how prevalent it is in the US or whatever, but I know sports card is a big thing there. And a couple shops over East over the last 40 years have been shut down because they're laundering money. It has happened because you can transfer money into like, you know, Black Lotuses and lands and magic cards and Pokemon cards that are crazy amounts of money and then get in a plane and go somewhere else with it, right? And
Yes.
most people aren't checking. I wonder if that's starting to change because the knowledge around Pokemon and that those things are worth money is so significantly different.
It's hard though because people also knew this about art and nothing's been done about it.
The
That's
thing
true.
is,
Yeah, I guess that blows that argument out
the
completely.
thing is with cards, right? It's still too low value.
Yeah.
They do it with watches.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was
true.
just gonna,
Much easier.
Watches is a big one. It's
yeah, but
why-
people, the police and then like airport like security are looking out for that though. If
No,
you-
no. If you're wearing it, it's your personal
Yeah,
thing.
if you're wearing one,
yeah,
but
it's
if you-
enough. That's the
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah.
One is enough.
That's why
compared to like
so
10 cards, right?
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
why it's why like Richard Mille watches exist, right?
Yeah.
It's like there is a certain prestige to it, but that's why it happens all the time. I see this all the time in Dubai because I'm big in the watch community. I like watching and stuff like that. The people will just take a Richard Mille, go to Dubai, sell it, and then use all the money and just party.
Yeah.
So and it's just dudes in
Because it's
Dubai
like
will sell
1
it to
million like
other dudes.
per watch. So if you go like a group, it's like 2 or 3 of you just wearing one of each.
Yeah,
It's
I
done.
have watched a documentary before where people will like transfer money like illegally by buying a watch here and then getting to the site
So
and
much
then
so
agree them on price.
that in
Yeah.
the airports, the watch dealerships facilitate it.
Yeah. I guess they're just making their cut any like a bank does. Right?
Yes, exactly. They'll straight up like you'll go to a Rolex store in Dubai and you'll be like, hey, I need to. It's like they'll be like, oh, we'll lend you this. We'll start a contract where you pay X amount and you get this watch and you fly to a Rolex store in another country and you refund the watch and we keep some of the money.
Whoa.
It's they're not even trying to hide anymore. That is exactly how it happens.
Yeah. You're like, the police are standing in the airport and they're just like watching a guy roll out with a watch and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
They got me.
But the problem with the legal around this is that it's so hard to prove that he's trying to do it.
Yeah,
At the end of the
that's
day,
true.
the guy can
Because
be,
it's a personal,
hey, this is my own watch. It's my
Yeah.
personal affair. How are you going to prove that I'm trying to embezzle money?
Yeah, the rest of your clothes equate to like $15 American, and then you got $1 million watch.
Right. How has OP13 been for you?
It's all right. It's good. It's good. It's just that the box value has surpassed the singles value.
Interesting.
That is no longer worthwhile to open.
Yeah,
It's-
as a singles like retailer, right?
Yeah, is the issue now, right?
Are you starting to feel like there's less and less product on your shop? Because
No, it's still okay. I still
okay.
open a
Do
significant
you sell
amount.
sealed?
I do. If it's
Absolutely.
good at price,
Yeah,
I'll sell sealed. If not, then I wouldn't sell it.
a lot of because again, I'm very lucky that I've got Kang and other people that work here. I've managed to skip one piece for the most part. I haven't played a game, but I was looking at some of the chase rares that people pulled over the weekend from the new set, and some of them look really good. And I would say some of the better ones that I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Like, very cool looking cards, and I see the guys are really hyped about like opening that stuff up. At the
I still
moment.
consider Bandai to be the best in class for designing nice looking cards.
Yes.
Very shiny and high quality looking cards.
Funny you say that because I think the new Riftbound ones look much better.
I like the Riftbound ones, but even still, some of the super high end One Piece cards just absolutely
They know
ludicrous.
what to do, like in terms of colors.
Yeah.
Like Riftbound is very grim dark,
It is darker, yeah.
very grim dark.
Right now, Riftbound they do a lot of experimenting with foiling, which I appreciate. Foiling and texture, which is good.
Because like gilded,
yeah.
I feel like it's only Japan who can do it. That's why it's printed in Japan.
Yes, but
So
like some of
in
the
Riftbound,
gold
it's
stuff
gilded.
in Riftbound,
yeah,
looks
yeah,
really
it's all
nice.
gilded.
Mm.
So like signature is gilded. So it's like it's only Japan who can do it.
I love Magic
yeah.
and I always appreciate Magic. But man, when Magic came out with like edge foils and it was just like, hey guys, we're doing a new foil. This is our attempt. And you compare it to any other Japanese card game being like, hey, this is what our normal foils look like.
Are they still putting edge foils in?
Nah, they gave up because they realized people fucking don't like them.
Yeah, real unpopular. Like
Because all they did was just make the card way dark.
my favorite set of cards in the whole game is a set of medallions, and you pay 1 mana and they tap for 2 mana. And the best version of those are the edge foils, and it's such a shame because they're my favorite set of cards as a set,
Yeah.
and they're only in etches, and I'm like,
If you like the borderless though, the medallions all come in borderless as well.
yeah, the different ones, yeah, they do, yeah. The I really had a really nostalgia kick for the new Riftbound stuff when it was sitting in the binders. Like somebody had one of those, I think it was a
Yeah.
1 palm binder, and it goes 4 cards across, which I think is interesting. They're going for that 4th card, but them all sitting in there together with the same borders and looking all, I don't know, like not in sync. What would you word like
In pairs.
yeah, it looks all together. They all matched and everything had the same border, and it just looked so
It
flush.
reminds you of old timey, like when you were collecting cards for the
Yes,
first time,
correct.
and you were actually keeping up with the set, and you were excited to have a binder of like, oh, these are the cards I want to be collecting, and especially in Riftbound where people have a lot of connection to the characters, so they'll have it's like Pokemon, they'll have a favorite character and they just want to collect that character.
Yeah. Like, I love a good borderless foil or like whatever it is, but there's something about when you flip through your thing and your collection and they all have that matching border that makes it feel the same. And like, even Magic's gone through many iterations of borders, and they say, I've got no problems with really any of them, to be honest with you, but it's just something where they all match and you're like, this is right.
I've noticed this thing as well where I've been playing proxy Riftbound for so much with like Officeworks printed out cards, and they finally have their cards in my hands and realizing how vibrant the art is and how
the
foiling.
thickness of the card.
Yeah, the card quality really
pretty
kind of
good.
invigorated my
Love a good thick card.
thick
card, yeah. The
Really,
problem is with the
especially when you
card,
snap it on the table and you give a you know what I mean?
the cut is not so good. That's the only thing.
Which one? Oh
The
yeah,
card-
yeah.
the card.
The
The card on
cutting
some of
has
them
errors.
is very. I wonder if it's like that, like a little bit of thickness is too much for the blade to like have a
No,
clean
because
cut through.
it's done in Japan, so I would assume that
I thought Riftbound was China.
no, the print
manufactured in Japan.
is all in Japan. Japan print. That's why I'm just like
I've been telling people the wrong thing.
a little bit disappointed that the cut is pretty bad because usually Japan cut is pretty good.
It's that old blade. He's just like cutting so many cards right now. He's like,
They
I just need a break.
But I've noticed that it does vary on some of them. So I wonder if it was just that day when they were doing a lot of the manufacturing, just the blade needed to be replaced.
It's true. Like it could be getting replaced or like sharpened every single day. And if it's just you're at the end of a cut to the start of a cut, like for the even
because some of the more higher end, like the signature cards and the over numbers, their cuts aren't too bad. So I wonder if they were on a different sheet and they were cut on a different printer.
Maybe.
You reckon they prioritize like what they know is going to be more expensive cards? They prioritize the like that for the earlier in the day or something.
I got a feeling that during the manufacturing process, if you know this is say going to be a foil sheet, you kind of gotta take a little extra care. The quality control gets a little higher. So, but yeah, Riftbound's been roaring off. I really love how the crowd of Riftbound's been building up.
It's a good game. Definitely a good game. It's just like Magic without mana screw.
Yeah, I the way I've been pitching to Magic players, and what I've noticed as well is like it plays very similar to Magic without mana screw. So what we've had is that in the community, because we run the Facebook group for the buy sell swap. What I've noticed from a lot of people signing up to the buy sell swap groups and selling and trading cards has been a lot of Magic players. A lot of Magic players are the One Piece players are taking jumping in from their games to kind of give Riftbound a go. And then you're gonna get this crazy divide of, and I noticed that when we had our pre-release, you have people who've been playing card games for a very long time. Magic players who've been grinding out and tournament players for a very long time, and they just want to play the tippy top best decks. They want to play that Kaiser deck,
they know
that
where it's
Master
at.
deck.
Yeah.
They know where it's at, and they want to win the tournaments. And then you have guy who just come from League of Legends. You know, he plays League of Legends, hears about this new card game, wants to give it a go.
Yeah.
Just wants to play his favorite character. And then it just shows up and just like the dude who's been min-maxed.
I want to know if you get banned in Riot, do you get banned in Riftbound?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because you can't register your account properly, which means you can't play any events.
So if you're the troll on League of Legends, you
Yeah.
can't play Riftbound.
I'm going to tell you right. I want to tell you right now, William. It is really hard to get permaban. If someone is permaban in League of Legends, they definitely deserved it for a reason. Because I've been through several bans and I still do not get permabanned.
Okay.
I do like
permaban is you have to be incredibly toxic.
I do like the idea that at the ripe old age of 13, you called some other kid on League of Legends, like, 20 years ago, some like choice words, you get permabanned, and then 20 years later, you can't play a card game in a store with your friends.
Like, what can I
Thing
say?
is, though, nothing's
That's
stopping
the
you.
Black Mirror
Nothing is
right
nothing
there.
stopping them from just making a new account.
Yeah,
They
that
just can't
is
use their
true,
existing
yeah.
account. So
But I want that nickname.
I wonder how that couples with like how there's like the child like social media ban coming in.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wonder like how closely those things count towards
welcome
that.
to the digital dystopia, bro.
Yeah.
There's
You thought it was going to stop your banking, all it did is stop you playing cards on
Yeah.
the weekend.
My favorite part is that there's been very special occasions where Riot Games has banned people. Where like a streamer that I love, Tyler One, he got person banned, as in he was not allowed. He was no longer allowed to play the video game and no longer allowed to stream the video game.
So it was more like an emotional choice where they didn't do anything in the game. They just didn't want him ever playing the game.
They want him associated with the League of Legends
Whoa.
like brand at all ever. So as a streamer, he was not allowed to do anything with the game at all.
What was his reason?
He was incredibly toxic.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
So
right.
he intentionally, obviously. then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and it was built up over a very long period of time. Like I said, if you got permaban in League of Legends, you definitely deserve it for a reason. You didn't just get banned for nothing. You got, like I said, I got like when I played League.
Kang tried. Kang tried his
Dude,
hardest.
I copped a 3-month ban and I still didn't get a permaban.
How toxic were you on a scale of like 1 toxic barrel to 10 toxic
Well,
barrels?
can you imagine?
How many barrels?
Can you imagine like
If I can't fight people in real life as a skinny dweeb, I was going to fight people on anything.
And now he's gone to the gym and he's a massive muscly dweeb.
So if
he's
you're
gonna
playing
go.
Riftbound like professionally right now, and then like the main event is just next month, and then you just want to blow out some steam, and you went on League of Legends and you play, and then you just troll someone, and
Nah,
then you got banned.
That's okay. That's okay. 'cause
That's not it. You use AI to make a fake version of your opponent, and then you go online playing as him
Yeah.
using a voice recorder and get him banned before the tournament.
That's okay,
Take out
'cause
all your
the
opponents.
the problem is
assassination, baby.
The problem is you chose. Then that person went to go ahead and was like, made the life decision of I'm going to go play League of Legends, which is already the wrong life decision. So
That's crazy. Can you imagine like getting banned like on the ladder? Like you can't even like go
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
main event.
Well,
like
it already happened. One of the big like tournament regionals in China, one of the top 3 players was caught actively cheating. And
Yeah,
he got
yeah.
immediately ejected, and they had to make an example out of him. So he was like, "Gone, don't ever come back."
Wasn't he like using like he was like the only one using a certain type of deck or something as well?
Now, what happened was when he was shuffling, he was staring at his opponent's cards.
No, I mean he was like the only representation of that he was playing. Someone was telling me all the top decks were like 1 or 2 decks.
Yeah.
And then he played a third deck, and he was the only one in the top 20 or something that was playing that third deck.
Could be.
So he was like the only positive representation for something different, and then he was caught cheating.
Yeah.
So it's like,
especially when you have eyes on you doing
Yeah.
that as well.
so it's like, was that deck good enough to be there, or was he only good enough to be there because he was cheating his way through?
Usually it's the latter, right? When you got to assume these kind of things. But what I like about League of Legends as well, the people that have their favorites. It's like Pokemon. People that just have their favorites that exist in the game, and they're coming in and they just want to build their favorites. I'm very much in a similar situation where like Draven got announced for set 2, and I'm like very keen on that one. And I got people here who just have, Teemo is my favorite character in this game, like William, right? And he just wants to play Teemo.
Yeah.
But it sucks.
I know
And it
we've talked
does-
it to death, but
yeah.
like we should go through the whole process of what happened with Riftbound and like the release.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I like it because it lends a twist on not just we're going to play the best decks, but also a casual spin. The person can rock up to a weeklies and still have fun playing other people that just also want to play their favorite character. And it's almost Commander-esque in that, rather than just, hey, we're going to min-max the ladder.
Yeah. Well, having their multiplayer version come out from the get-go also means that we can, like, within the first couple of months, we can launch straight
Yeah.
into the events of doing some like.
I got a
giants,
2v2
essentially.
tournament coming up.
What are we calling it? Because Magic's calls them two-headed giants because it's supposed to be dragons. I guess. What do we call them? The Riftbound.
Yeah, there needs to be a
Double
catchy
team?
name.
Well, I think there is, right? In League, it's 2v2, right?
There is a 2v2.
What's it
No,
called?
there's no 2v2. There's no 2v2.
It's called
There's-
Summoner Rift.
So the weeklies are called Nexus Nights.
Yeah.
And then the store champs are called Summoner Skirmishes.
Yeah.
But there's no official name for the 2v2 format.
Summoner's Rift.
Summoner's
I'm
Rift. That's 5v5.
wait. That's I'm sure I'm not coming up with this idea. I'm sure, but like we could do a tournament where like you have a team of like 8. All right, like,
Yeah.
and then you have 8, and then you can just only attack the like the what do you call them? The
Oh, they have 5v5.
yeah, okay,
So it's 2,
You're left
2,
and right.
and 1.
yeah. So you can only just attack left and right of where you are.
No. So you have 2v2, 2v2, and 1v1.
No, I want to do all 5 against the 5, or the 8 against the 8.
Dad, you come from Commando. You understand that when you have that many people, it's going to be like an 8-hour game.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
So that's what they did with the 5v5. It's actual, like League of Legends.
when I'm not the one who has to be in the thick of it, I'm okay with it.
It's true.
Can you imagine you have your carry, which is the 1v1?
Yeah.
And then the 2v2 is like support.
Oh my God, you have
the
a mid-lane
support
top lane.
tank, you know?
Jesus.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like.
so, yeah.
I'm down for the fun themed flavor events because set 1 for Riftbound has been quite large, and there's a lot of variation in cards, and there's cards that very much are designed for multiplayer. There's cards that say vote, players vote for things, and
yeah.
that very much is a multiplayer cadence. So
I voted for less taxes.
man, can you imagine? Even my meager income, I look at my tax, I'm like, man, fuck the government.
Yeah, but only getting scoused because of your university.
Yeah, I got fucked, bro.
Are you like getting like what? They take the money from for
Yeah,
your
the
hex?
hex debt. Like after you get taxed and it says your hex repayments, and you're like, oh.
That's right. I'll stop
thought I
paying
could
you and
get-
I'll start
I
paying
thought
your
I could get-
burgers. It's
yeah.
fine.
Oh, it's
thought I
better
could
to
get
pay
free
off the hex,
education.
right? Because of the interest and stuff.
Yeah, of course, but it just feels
Yeah.
terrible. Like,
Yeah, I don't want to pay any. You don't really pay anything in life. It's like, ugh.
yeah,
You know, you got to do it. Be like, ugh.
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So
You're taking it.
yeah,
it's like every time, you know, like every year I manage the money that goes in and out of everything that I do to try and minimize it. And every time I get a tax bill, I'm like, oh, I did something wrong.
yeah. Have you had a chance to explore much Riftbound? I know you opened a lot of singles. Have you played much as well? Your team?
I didn't play much, but I do know like the hit rates are very Magic-ish.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
It's interesting
Doesn't give you a
because I've
set
had a lot of
amount.
the One Piece players say they enjoy it. Because
Yeah.
One Piece boxes are very seated. You know exactly you're going to get about 2 to 3 hits per box, and
Yeah.
like you get a case, you get about what yada yada yada.
Yeah, when people are buying packs in the store, people ask, they're like, oh, has the hit been taken out of there?
Yeah.
And because I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm like, I have no idea. But like the reality is like, you know, when people start cheering and jumping around, you know, it's because,
Yeah.
you know, that box is near.
And then Magic very much is a more random. It's just
Yes.
it's just kind of like there's a ratio of cards that exist, and then you random the boxes go nuts. So you can get some really crazy boxes, and you get some third boxes, and in between.
When you say it's very Magic-ish, are you saying that the hit rates are higher, or there's more?
Random. It's just random.
Is it like? But saying is it because One Piece is more like most of the big cards are worth. There's 1 or 2 cards worth a lot of money, and the rest are worth
No.
nothing.
One Piece is okay. Let's not talk about the big hits like the chase cards.
Yeah.
Same thing with Magic, like the Infinity
Chocobos
Stone or
or
whatever.
something, yeah.
Okay, let's remove all of those. Let's put like One Piece. If you buy a case, you will get set amount of each card. It's guaranteed. You guarantee get it. So you get multiple play sets of these.
Yep.
Every single color you'll get. So that's why everybody buys one case and then get all the cards they need.
Everything you need, yeah.
Okay. For Magic, if you buy a case of booster box,
Yeah.
you don't get what you need.
You could just get
probably
1,000
get
best
one
cards. Yeah.
of the mythic card that you need, and you need to buy the rest.
Yeah.
Similar to that in Riftbound is you get that kind of hit as well.
It's true randomization.
It's true.
And what-
Not really true. If you buy one case, it's random. But if you buy let's say 30 case, it becomes
Yeah, then
Well, technically, the way the true randomness works,
Statistically,
it's still,
it averages out.
Yeah, but
It averages it
statistically,
out.
you don't get hit by a coconut.
Law
But it
of
happens,
large
brother.
numbers.
so.
Right.
It's same thing with Magic. It's still in a large number. It becomes
You should cover your base.
it becomes how would I say
The ratio is
the
what
ratio
average
is
out.
correct.
Yeah.
But in a large number. But if you're buying a small number, it's very rare.
So all he's saying is that our customers have to pre-order 30 cases from us, and they'll be good.
Correct.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
sweet.
actually what I've noticed is that so the play is what happens is that the highs are really high. Like you get some people open a box and it'll be crazy. People having fun and excitement, and some person will have a lower box. And what it really does is that it encourages people to have to trade their cards in and out. And also, I've had Ome Rory be like, man, it makes opening boxes exciting. Like I want to actually go out and actually buy more boxes and trying to find cards because I could get something really, really cool and the excitement out of it.
But it comes down to the same thing with Magic right now is because your boxes are. Let's not talk about if the boxes has increased price. Let's put it at retail. So how much is the retail? About 200.
240 Australian.
Yeah,
is the
240
retail.
for a box, right? And if
Yeah, but did anybody sell it for 240?
We sold it for under RRP.
Oh, okay.
Everyone was selling for under when the
Fuck,
game
did we-
first got announced.
yeah,
really?
yeah. But now it's just like $400.
Now it's
Yeah. Business decisions.
Doesn't matter. But I'm just talking about retail. Let's not talk about lower or higher. But if you're like opening and your singles are not as much as the actual box value, then it becomes like, hey,
Yeah, disparity.
is it still worth to open, or is it going to be like Magic? A lot of people is like straight just buy singles because if I buy just
Yes.
3 cards guaranteed, it's still less
But
than
the
a
only
box.
reason why the adage of just buy singles in Magic exists is because in Magic it's very easy to get singles because there's everywhere is opening stuff for
Correct.
Magic.
Yeah.
Well, with smaller niche card games, you do have to actively engage in the community and trade and buy and swap to
It's
get
you
cards.
talked about Rory like trading cards. Rory spent most of the evening trading cards, and I think by the end of it, he was over trading cards, right? But because he's one of the few people that opened a large amount, at least in our store, everybody had to go
Yeah.
to him for that stuff.
Correct.
And there was a lot of trading because prices are a bit here or there at the moment. But there was nowhere. If these people wanted to finish off the decks they were playing that day, there was no one else to go to except for this one guy.
Yeah.
And you could tell by the end of it, Rory was like playing a game and like people coming up to him, and he's like,
Right. And then what happens is that because you have to go through the effort of buy, sell, swapping, and trading, people also just want to open boxes now so they can have a chance of getting the card instead. So it comes back around to people wanna buy
it
still.
depends on like until a stage where like, hey, doesn't look right. I'm
Yeah.
opening so many boxes and still
Has,
not getting.
how's Team Eternal? Anyone from Team Eternal playing Riftbound?
I think quite a fair bit, but I think most of them are going for the Chinese route. So they're just gonna buy Chinese decks.
Because they're cheaper,
oh,
right?
Cheaper, yeah.
they can read Chinese, right?
No, they can't read Chinese, but it's cheaper.
So is the rules in the game?
But then you just
that
have a bunch of cards in different fucking language.
No, just one. The whole deck must be Chinese.
So
Yeah,
the
that's what I mean.
so
But you
ruling
can't
is-
speak. If you can't read Chinese, what do you know what's
Are you
going
You
allowed
on?
to-
memorize it.
Are you allowed to play international
Fucking
decks here? Are you allowed
Yeah,
to play
you can.
international?
It's in the rules. As long as the whole deck is in the same language, you can use it.
You just gotta hope.
That's fine.
You just gotta hope that when it gets to the point of like a high level competition, everyone kind of knows what the cards do.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
So-
That's true.
Yeah, but it's like Magic, same thing, right? You can use Japanese cards.
Yeah, what does Chinese
Korean
lightning
cards.
bolt
Yeah,
say?
but every time that happens, I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so same
It's
thing.
like Googling cards, brother.
You can use if the whole deck is in one language. The whole rune deck is in one language. The leader is in one language.
Yeah.
So you can have all Chinese, mix Chinese, English, or Chinese,
Yeah.
or English, Chinese, or something.
I get like I've got no problems with other people speaking other languages.
At that
I
point,
just really don't have to read it.
honestly, at that point, there, I would just rather allow people to proxy their cards. Like if the budget consideration is there, and you want to make your deck cheaper, and you're gonna go buy cards internationally,
Now because
man, just go to office work and print the card out.
Yeah,
at that point,
yeah.
at least it's in English, I can read it.
If you what do you call it? If you play in like a top end tournament, are you allowed to bring out a bunch of A4 printed paper sheets of the other top decks, but in English, so you can just like refer to your sheet
Yeah.
and
by,
flip to it?
by
You're like,
right,
okay, that's what that does.
Like I think in Magic, you need to know what a card does.
yeah, if
Yeah,
you're playing
correct,
that,
Yes.
deck, yeah,
correct.
If
That
not,
be-
if
You play a card, the guy's
if you
like, what does it do? You're like, I
if
don't
you
know.
keep oracling like Oracle text
Have to
it,
keep
right?
looking
Then
it up?
I think
Yeah.
I think that's called time wasting, and
Yeah.
you can be game lost for a minute.
That being said, though, just like every other card game out there, in sanctioned events such as the Nexus Nights that we're going to run, you are technically not allowed to use proxies. You have to use official cards.
correct.
So,
Yeah.
but this matches every other card game. So,
Well, what's the difference between a proxy and a card in another language, though? I understand that one is real and one is not.
one had to be purchased from an item that the end sum total is that the company makes money out
That
of.
is true.
So,
And also, I think it's fair. Like, if your opponent spend that much money,
Yeah.
and you use a proxy, it's like, bro,
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
I'm putting so much
Yeah.
effort to play, and you're just printing it.
it's like playing Warhammer and your opponent shows up with Lego.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
Seen it.
kind of A4 print out.
Cardboard
Yeah.
I played on 14.
Like, are we taking
Marines.
this seriously now? Are we playing this for real?
If my mate comes over from China and he plays, he's bought his deck there, he plays there, but he's just on holiday here and he wants to play like an event here and he plays on the weekend, I'd have no problem with that. But you also have to understand that no one else is going to know what the fuck is happening, especially for a brand new game. You know what I mean?
It's like, this guy does this.
Like it's almost like I get like if I wanted to play in a tournament, I get maybe having to memorize most of the cards, but there's gonna be ones you're not gonna memorize every card
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
every deck.
Absolutely.
Like I wonder if you could go, like see, if everyone's playing, like we said, what were the two top decks?
Kaiser and Master Yi.
So you're playing those two. I wonder if you could go in with like a third deck, but it's all in Chinese. You play here and you just memorize yours and everyone else's. I wonder how well you do.
play Confusion?
Yeah, because no one else is gonna know what's going on.
I wonder if that's judge bound.
What?
Yeah.
No, it's like again, you're not doing necessarily anything wrong. You're just assuming that if it's not a top deck, people are going to know less of those cards and get more caught
Gotcha.
out. You know, like it's in any like a card games like Magic, you'll play something and you announce that you've
As an
done
event
it.
organizer, though, I'm enforcing my own house rule of you have to speak it in that language too.
What I want, Kang.
Good luck.
What? so Kang and that player can just collude and no one else will know what's going on.
I like the idea, for example, in Magic, someone shows up with like Italian foreign language, and if you play that card, you have to say it in French.
Why would it be French and Italian?
Oh, wait, you know.
That really will confuse everybody.
Wow, no, that's extra
That's
power.
crazy.
So-
Yeah. But
Why is that Italian man got a baguette?
Also, because of these, right, the prices of the Chinese cards are increasing.
Yeah. They
I
got
get it.
what happened was China got the game way earlier than
One
English,
season
so
early.
their market was way more saturated. There's just way more product out there.
Yeah.
I don't want to like downturn like 10,000 years of like Chinese history, but a lot of cards look a lot cooler with Chinese text on it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to diminish the value of what that is, but like they do look. I like a lot of lands
The
in Magic.
symbolism, yeah.
I'll try to get Chinese like ones because the symbols look way cooler on those cards.
It's just like one character.
Yeah.
Forest.
Wait till you found out that the original character for Mountain was just because, hey, we're gonna draw a triangle.
Really?
Yeah, and then they eventually
So,
turned
Like
Okay.
the
in the
character.
Chinese character.
Wait.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
So the character for Forest, right, is 3 woods.
Yeah.
So one, you draw one, is a wood, a piece of wood. You draw two, I think it's a tree. And then if you draw 3, it's a forest.
Yeah, it's very literal.
It's kind of like in Age of Empires when you upgrade a building. You're like,
Yeah.
I've gone from a
Level one,
just
level
plant to a
two,
tree.
you
level
just
3.
stack it on top of each other, and eventually you have forest.
Yes.
I love that.
So it's like wood is 3.
Is that like? Can you do that with like crowds of people? Like
No,
one
no,
character's
no.
one person, two
Well,
is.
the number 1 is 1 line, number 2 is 2 lines, number 3 is 3 lines.
Where
Number
does
4 is
where does
window.
Yeah, where does that end? So you get to window. What's
Now
after
you get
that?
to 4, and suddenly it's all characters.
Yeah.
Like the original people inventing that language are like, oh fuck, we can't do this forever, can we?
Yeah, they never needed anything. They like because I assume we're talking about thousands years old. They like never needed more than 4 of anything, and they had like they've got 5 apples, and they're like
Ah, damn it!
they're like the first time someone needs a 5th thing, they're like, hey, can you not have that?
Stop.
Yeah, we're just
go
gonna
away.
stay at 4 for a while.
Yeah. It was like the I don't know. It was the ancient Romans, right? When they were doing the Roman numerals, there was no number for 0.
Oh
Right,
yeah.
Roman numerals start at 1.
Yeah, it
and when
makes
the
sense,
Arabic
yeah.
numerals started to gain popularity, and obviously Arabic numerals are based on base 10, where you have a 0, the Romans were like freaking out because they're like, "What the fuck does a 0 can't mean?" Bro?
Yeah.
It was like, and there's and all the accounting and such, people thought they were getting scammed.
Yeah.
So
There's just a guy, and he's like, he thinks he's getting 0 fish, but he's getting 100 fish. He's like, fuck.
so now that we have a chance to touch on film as well, how do you feel about the foiling and such, man? There's some crazy wild textures they're doing.
I feel like the colors is not vibrant enough.
You reckon it needs to be more vibrant?
I feel like Leona,
Yeah.
the
The
legend,
signature- yeah, okay.
the alternate art for it, the
overnumbered
overnumbered,
one?
is
Yeah.
super dark.
I do hear what you're saying about the darkness. There is a darker tinge to those
But that's
cards.
because that art is like her in the shadows with gold lacing.
Yeah,
right?
but it's just you can't see the details.
I think
right?
it's part and parcel of the kind of foiling, the textured foiling in the background they've gone to. Maybe a little bit closer.
does
like
matte
the
some of the
edge.
colours. It
It does
does.
matte the colors because it's literally ribbed like the surface of like a fingerprint, I guess. So that creates just natural shadow the whole way across the
and
color.
I would rather like because Leona's fire, right?
Leona's sunlight.
Sunlight, yeah. Why is it so
be
dark?
bright, yeah.
Like
She should be
it's
extremely
like
vibrant. Correct.
in the game, she's orange.
But that
like
being
red.
said, though, the actual Legends, like the original Legends cards, very shiny, very bright.
Yeah, I know, but not the like
Yes,
alternate
the
art. Like your
you want your
ultimate
tippy
art.
top.
Max Chase,
like
yeah.
if Volibear has like lightning, like because he's like thunder, right?
Correct.
If you have like like the skins that they have in League of Legends, like
Yeah.
when you buy the skins, like damn, I have the skin.
You
like,
buy the skin to
This one,
flex.
this
Correct.
this when you buy the alternate art, it's like like
yeah, I
Yes.
guess it's not having the impact you're looking for.
That is
Yeah.
one of my complaints is that I want the chase versions, the alternate art versions, to be almost more chase, like more like you want your tippy top collectibles to be fun and vibrant and make them have good.
when
good
I will
art.
buy the Teemo chase if Teemo like had the Bumblebee skin and the Bumblebee skin is actually textured, like you can touch the fur.
No, there is a
yeah,
No, touch the fur.
Because he wants a little fluffy one.
like,
Why do you want fur?
He wants a
bro?
little
No,
What the fuck?
Hold on. Let me just because it's not gonna be shuffled in your deck, right?
Sure.
So you can buy a case. And then you just
a
there's
slab,
no there's
yeah.
not a slab, but
Yeah.
it's open. Like you can
This is
touch
the
it.
equivalent of when you buy the soccer cards and you get the jersey.
All I'm imagining is like like a Teletubby,
Yes.
but in its stomach
Oh,
of the window is just a
God.
card.
William would, and he would put up.
Oh,
his
that'd
bag.
be so cool. I guarantee you that will be one of the products coming
Absolutely.
out soon.
It also doubles as a backpack. So you rock up to the table, you sling off your backpack, you put your teddy onto the field. That's your commander, and you're ready to go.
And then I have to reassess my life if my opponent's doing that. I'm like, well, am I playing the right game?
You're sitting down with the exact same intent. You're like, no.
It's so cool though, no?
I get it. No,
I get people.
Right,
I'd be able to sell it. That's
Riot
I
Games
know
already
that.
has everything set up for merchandising. They're already a big company. They already do so much for their other games. This game will have a lot of merchandising.
Yeah.
Almost guaranteed.
So my take is just that if the top end overnumbered alternate arts could be more towards like
more towards
the character
collectors,
itself.
yeah.
Like if it's lightning, give it lightning, like actual lightning
Well,
foiling.
Kang did point out to me all the textured foils of the different ones have different texture.
Yeah, there are different textures for each of the
So if
characters.
you look at them, some have like the again. I don't know that much about the characters, unfortunately, but like the lightning guys have lightning shaped ones, the flame guys have flame ones, the green ones have like a naturally
Yeah.
kind of swirl.
like
So if
the
you do-
Leona, who's based on the sun, her foiling is radiant, coming from the inside out.
Yeah. So that is cool, but it is very subtle, and it
Mm.
required Kang to point that out to me. Although players who understand the game mechanics from the video game might see that quicker than I would.
and because it's a leader, right? Just make it more vibrant. Like
Yeah. I
because
get
it's like your
what I think
your main piece.
I think what happens, unfortunately, as well, is you put them in a sleeve. I always put everything in a double
Correct,
sleeve.
correct.
And then once you put there, you get 2 layers of things that mat down a card. So you're right. You almost have to compensate for the fact they know the cards are going in sleeves. They know it. And that's one of the big things. Like, I bought all those Pokemon slabs.
Yeah.
I put some of my commanders in those just because as a laugh. But because it doesn't have that, it doesn't have the layer of the top sleeve.
Yeah.
It's way you can see the card far better. And it's like, now I understand why so many of the One Piece guys put them in the slab and they play next to it, because it does look significantly better than just having it in a regular sleeve.
That plastic they use for the magnetic closures as well is a nice clear plastic.
Correct.
Really lets a lot of light through.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes a big difference. But yeah, and I do agree with you, Milton. They should be overcompensating for the fact knowing that most cards are going in sleeves.
Yeah.
The overnumbered moniker is given to it because the idea is that these chase cards are not in the main set. So if your set has 200 cards, these are number 201, 202, 203. So they're over.
Oh, they're doing the Pokemon thing. I
Yeah.
fucking hate that. With
tracks
a passion.
differently. And what they're going to do now as well is that for set 1, they announce all the cards. But from set 2 onwards, they are not going to spoil what the overnumbered cards look like.
Ooh, I like
So
that.
you have to go into the wild and find out.
So like when they accidentally ship the product out to the wrong place, like inevitably will happen every
Yeah.
single set, like somebody's going to have the hot take that they're going to have it.
Correct. But I like the idea of, as a community or globally, people are discovering what these cards look like.
Do you think people like Card Kingdom and like Eternal Magic are like, fuck you? Because the more information,
Yeah.
how do you prep?
Trying to track down this stuff is like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Especially
yeah.
if you
I
want to do
want
pre-order
to
pricing.
tell you my experience of opening Riftbound cards. I don't know what on earth is happening. I was like, man, is this rare?
Because everything is so. Because also like you have an incredibly shiny card and it's worth $0.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's common. It's common across card games.
I was like, how do you see the rare? Until like now, I finally get it. Like, if it's circle is common, triangle is uncommon.
Yeah.
If it's a purple one, is rare, and everything else is good.
if it's a purple what?
Like purple symbol.
Or literally,
What shape's the purple symbol?
if it's
diamond.
Okay. All you got to worry about.
There's like the Locana one almost exactly. Right?
Locana is circle, book, and then
all you have to do
triangle.
is think of this game as exactly like Magic, where it's common, uncommon, rare, mythic. The only ones you care about, if it's purple, it's rare. If it's yellow, it's mythic. That's all you got to go.
I would have been.
Everything else is common, uncommon.
Yeah.
I would look. It's obviously no one's going to change shit. But my opinion is that they should have just followed the Pokemon one, and everybody followed that symbol like that forever.
Yeah.
If you just followed that forever, because
Where
it's so simple.
UC and stuff, it says.
No, it's the Pokemon is circle, square, diamond, star, and it.
The more pointy bits.
Yeah, the more pointy bits, right? And it's because like Magic, I love Magic. It's my favorite. I love all the different set symbols. That's fine.
Yeah.
But they use the rarity in there, and being colorblind, quite often if they infill the symbol, I can't tell what's gold or not. They have changed, right? And they've changed, and they started putting those little silvered discs on the bottom of every card.
No, you can see the letters in the bottom.
Yeah,
bottom left of the card will say
when we're sorting
But that's
cards,
super
that's
subtle.
not efficient.
Yes.
Crazy not efficient. But then they started putting the silver things on, as you can see, rares, because before they started putting that on in like 2015, right? 2016. Before that was like Born of the Gods and backwards. Those, if it's gold or silver, I can't tell the difference.
You got to pity those people opening stronghold boxes, bro.
Yeah,
Everything's
exactly.
the same.
Everything's the same. And I was like, they just stuck with the stuff, the Pokemon, and everybody would have been happy with that forever. You don't need to do it different. Not everything needs to have the wheel broken. You know what I mean?
I got a feeling though that each card game will have a certain like copyright on how they do theirs.
Pokemon's copied stars.
Maybe they have.
Probably not wrong.
They probably copyrighted on a card game. If you have this symbol, that's our property.
Yeah.
So that's my limited knowledge of how I.
It's like, you know when like Cadbury like tried to trademark purple. It's like the Pokemon comes out, we trademark triangles, and like every roof ever's like
Cadbury a lot of shit, but I feel like many companies have trademark colors.
Colors, yeah.
Color trademarking is very common, right? Like Coca-Cola owns specifically that kind of red as well.
Yeah, no shit.
So
Santa's fucked.
Santa's real fucked, bro. Yeah, but they will trademark specifically like Pantone 265. You know, like a specific. This is
I
I
guess you change the pigment by just enough, and you can make your own one.
Exactly.
What if you could pick any base color to trademark, and you had to keep it? What are you going for?
Probably red.
Oh, he's taking red.
I want to dibs red. Because in marketing, red is used a lot. Red is like a very vibrant color that's used significantly in marketing. It's very eye-catching. The brain psychologically always registers red first. Because it's a primary color. It's a color of blood. It's a color of danger.
I do like the idea
We
of
evolved to recognize red.
Kang owns red, and every fire engine has to go yellow now.
Yeah. Or pay me royalties. I will make Coca-Cola pay me royalties.
Oh, damn, that's smart. Yeah, business-wise, that's smart.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. I choose white, because then every paper company have to pay me royalties.
Choose oxygen, bro.
Oxygen?
That's not a color. What are you talking about?
Colorless.
He picks C3. Everything that C3 has to pay me.
Yeah, we're fucked now, right? Because we have to pay this guy everything. So, if we're already paying for water, how long sooner until we're paying for air?
Yeah. I saw this whole thing the other day where someone was like, the most egregious thing that people invented was paying for water. And I was like, yeah, but you don't have to walk to a well and get it. To me, paying for water kind of makes sense.
Not gonna lie, I'm okay paying the water bill if it means logistically we have sanitation and we have plumbing.
Like, you know, like, do you know what our two main sources of water in the city is? Like for Perth,
I know. It's what I want to see.
Desalination is a big one.
You got
Perth,
D-Cell that comes from the north of here, and then there's a huge water park up in the hills. Both of those are horrific things to try and achieve. Like, you have to walk into the hills, way up into the bush to get your water, or go stand in the ocean and then use that and then boil the salt out of that water. Both of those options are bad, so I'm happy to pay for water.
Yeah. Like, honestly, on any of the core amenities, electrical, gas, and water, I'm okay paying. If it exists, I'm okay paying.
What's your guys' knowledge of Perth? If you had to go drink running clear water, where do you think you'd have to go?
Fuck. It'd be like Margaret River to pray.
No good.
Mountain?
What mountain?
I don't know. Hills or whatever. I don't know.
There's like a select few streams northeast of here where you can drink running fresh water.
Yeah.
I don't know what the indigenous people were drinking here before. Like, they would have been.
I had the hope they were digging down, making wells. Maybe no, they weren't, because they were nomads. They were moving around all the time.
Yeah.
But like indigenous knowledge, maybe they did know about all those.
So much of the fresh water that we do have was undrinkable because of like the bacteria and the flora that was living in it. So they must have just been like having gut troubles constantly. Like WA, great for animals, not great for humans. If you were trying to live here with no deep water.
Explains why the indigenous were so nomadic, right? They constantly move to find food and water.
It's true, yeah.
And also, doesn't help the country's on fire half the time.
That's true, yeah.
So, and also, apart from Riftbound, we've had a lot of releases in terms of Magic Sphere as well. We had Avatar come out.
Yeah, Avatar coming out. Like, the whole thing was, like, I know we've touched on it, like, we've talked it amongst ourselves, like, to death. But just very quickly, the Riftbound got moved back a week because of, like, huge shipping problems in Australia. So that forced us to then have... half of the Riftbound stuff was missing, which is unfortunate. Like, I know a lot of people end up playing Jinx, and there was quite a few people that were maybe not necessarily happy that they couldn't get their choice.
Yeah.
Now, in any of these releases where they do multiple different pre-con decks for the pre-releases, which I talked about yesterday, is like it's fun and it's cute and it's maybe good for the experience to be different, but it also makes it kind of a nightmare for stores because you're trying to. A lot of people want preferences, and you got to kind of guess it here and there, and inevitably means someone's going to get something they don't necessarily want, so it creates disappointment, yada yada. Anyway, half those decks are missing, so it was the Victor that was missing from
Victor
Riftbound.
was just missing in Australia, hands down.
And like the distributor for Australia came straight out and was like, put their hands up. They were like, this is not our problem. Like, we didn't do this because I think they really didn't want the fallout being on them, so they pushed that blame back, which is totally like if it wasn't them, that's fine, right? But it does mean every store in the whole country didn't get Victor decks. They literally didn't ship out sea containers of it from wherever it came from, right?
Yeah.
So, but it also means that means if we got all the extra Jinx decks because they supplied double of one thing and not one of the thirds. There's three
Does that
different
mean
ones.
some country just doesn't have Jinx decks?
Yeah, and one has just heaps of Victor decks. Assumably that is correct because they'll all be loaded into sea containers and put on boats and sent out.
I think Solid decks like they printed a fair bit. I don't think they printed enough.
Most likely they
proving
printed a
grounds.
fair amount.
But also, the Jinx deck was theoretically the least popular of the three.
Yeah, I think Jinx is probably the least popular of
This
the
is
three decks.
weakest.
So it's kind of like a double kind of fuckery to people who are coming
Yeah,
down to
Australia
play.
just got turbo screwed.
Yeah, and then so you have that, and then they also have to delay it for whatever reason because they messed that bit up. So then it pushes it back a week. So it's for something that people were super excited about, it was a bit of a debacle for a rollout.
They had
for a
to
thing.
air freight the Victor decks from whichever country to Australia, and air freighting a supply for a country-wide release.
I also don't believe that. I think
Yeah.
that's marketing speech because when you talk about air freighting, when you think about maybe just our store where we need to air freight 30 of them, right? They're talking about a whole country's worth. That'd be tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because you know, if we get 2 boxes of Victor decks, right? And then in this whole state, there's like, you know, how many game stores? There's maybe 40 boxes. Now you're looking at 1 or 2 pallets.
Right.
You're already looking in the range of like $30,000. Then you start talking about the whole country, and you know, somewhere like us we might sell 20. Down the road might beyond it, like there and Good Games, whatever. They might sell 100.
UVS, the publishers, air freighting at 2 LG.
Yeah, and
LBG.
I just don't believe that. Like you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, and even like it's just that the decks aren't making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
No, they're not.
So it's like I don't believe that at all. Like when we air freighted stuff emergency from us to Poland for Frostop, it was costing us like tens of thousands of dollars.
How
to
fast?
ship.
How fast is air freight as well?
It can happen overnight.
Overnight.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Because
That's
it's just a
crazy.
plane that goes from here to there.
The
Like,
logistics,
literally.
man.
So you load it up that day. It'll fly overnight to here, and then the next day, theoretically, it's landing in the distribution center, and it can go on a truck that day, but probably in Australia the next day.
Yeah.
and that's why I just don't believe that it's worth it to them.
I'm always so impressed with shipping logistics, global shipping logistics.
wild. I don't
crazy.
Because it makes the world work, and then it's just so much things being moved all the time around, all the time, and with strict deadlines.
Yeah, you ship a lot of stuff out, right?
Yes.
How many people on average, just percentage-wise, 10, 30%, whatever, how many would you say take tracking, like proper tracking?
Oh, I only do tracking.
You don't need to track?
I only do tracking.
Go track. So
only.
have you ever watched any of your things just bounce around the world, all over the place?
Well, ship to Australia only.
True. I guess. Well, okay.
Well,
maybe
there is a
between
lot,
centers.
like couple, maybe like 1% that just bounce here and there, and then I got a negative feedback because of that. Like,
yeah,
bro,
Right.
it's not my fault.
Yeah, the thing is like we bought some paint out of Spain once for the shop. And it left Spain 3 times, went back to 2 different cities in Spain. And Spain's a big country. Like, it's big enough. It went back to 2 completely different cities. They lost it. And then you could see on the tracking, it went into the ocean 3 separate times on boats and then went back to Spain. And the whole time, this is quite early to when Northern Boards opened, and spending money was very prevalent. So a couple $1,000s on paints was like a big deal, right? And I remember watching it and watching my couple $1,000s just float around in the ocean. And by the time it arrived, it'd been repacked and checked for drugs. There was a note in there saying this has been checked or whatever. And I guess like
People keep checking and being like, this is paint, right?
well, I'm assuming what they're thinking is because it's lots of little like containers inside.
right.
That's exactly how you would transport drugs or something illegal, right? But I do like the idea of them checking it, and they're like, "Oh, it just is paint," and they're like, "Why would someone bother with this?" You know what I mean? But I don't know if we ever talked about this on the podcast early on, but when it arrived with all of these debt collection agency letters. Do you guys remember this?
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember
Yeah,
this. It was padded
they
with it.
repacked it with debt collection agency letters. So when because it went from Spain to the US, when the US opened it to check for whatever they were checking for, they obviously removed all the packaging and they repackaged it with these like hundreds of letters that were supposed to be from Mexico going to the rest of the world.
Yeah, it
That were
was
debt collection
wild.
agencies, and we opened a few because I don't know,
It's
whatever.
fucking another country, bro. What are you gonna do?
And it'd be
Sue us?
like it was a guy in Mexico that owed like 3 German, whatever the German currency is, or euros or something. It was like 3. It's this whole letter, and obviously they was like, "Fuck it, we're not going to send these." So they used that as packing. But there's a guy a Mexican guy in Germany who owes £3, and he will never know. It's like
Yeah.
fucking wild.
Only £3.
Yeah, it was like three.
Well,
Dude, we
your
opened-
letter's going to cost £3.
That's
When-
what, some of them were like cents and stuff.
When
like
you
that.
open
It
the
was
box
wild.
up, and the first thing we saw were all those letters.
Yeah, the letters
We were
started falling out.
confused.
Yeah,
We were so confused.
I for some reason thought I was in a lot of trouble because there was just a lot of debt collection agency letters. And I was like, "What is going
We're
on?
like, what? Who do I owe money to? What happened here? So,
Why do I owe for like 15 cents to 45 different Mexican people?"
Yeah, but I'll still take today's logistics over like whatever the fuck back in the Yodi days was. Hey, I just gotta hope that
You just hope
my
it
letter
arrives.
eventually gets there.
Yeah.
So,
No, man, I think I do. Even though I'm in logistics, I think it's got worse. They used to be able to ship massive blocks of ice from Antarctica to the United States. So if they could
but
do
also
that
like
then,
four people
why
would,
can't I receive
four
my
people
cards
would have
now?
died, and it took like 7 months.
Wait, hold on. Ospos used to be able to do express next day.
Yes.
Now it's impossible. I don't know why.
Just because the logistics just can't. There's too much, and they can't maintain it.
Yeah, I
the
think I
value of that is just so incredibly high.
I was post like a few years back came out with like there's just more shipping happening now than they've ever have been.
Yeah, there just is no
It's business as well, right?
in Australia. We just don't have the facility for it. Even the freight, like the air freight, the things that are getting air freighted, like medical goods and like it's literally like organs and pets and all sorts of stuff like that. People are willing to spend way more money on that, like literally thousands of dollars for like a hand size, like a fist size box, than like you are for your letter. So you could do it, but just not at the numbers that would allow you to then do letters and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. You guys had a chance to play Avatar. Any favorites? Anything that really stood out to you guys?
I haven't even played Avatar yet.
Have
You
you
opened-
opened any of yours?
No, this is my first.
Oh, that was your first
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, you did it right.
Did I? Did I do it all right?
Yeah, that little green guy's one of
cub,
those. One
yeah,
of
Oh,
those
yeah,
the
yeah.
badger,
it's
the badger
one.
guy.
But I spent so much money, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I say this to
Better
everybody.
to have
Ease
hits
them
than
in
not
on
have
you.
hits, right?
Yeah.
So, and then the bending mechanics all seem fairly good, right?
Yeah.
Especially in a limited environment.
I didn't play pre-release yesterday. I was juggling a few things, but I ended up playing draft last night. We had 16 players for it. Amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
We had 16 players. So the way when you draft is you draft in separate pods. So we did 2 pods of 8, and then you all play together. I won my first game 2-0.
Nice.
Smoked red. Suck at red.
Love it.
Then I played my second game, and I played Kieran. Smoked
Classic.
Kieran.
Ooh,
he's
nice.
great. And
He's
he's
a
really good. I was really
great
hoping that I
drafter.
didn't have to play Kieran. I was hoping that because he was almost going to draw his second game.
He's usually a top 3 guy.
Yeah, so
always.
he drew on his first game. He drew one of his games. So he won. He won one and then drew one. And then when it came to pairing, I got paired down into Kieran. And I didn't want to do that because he's a really good player. I was hoping that it would be like I could avoid Kieran and then maybe skip Brad if I had to, right?
Okay.
In the end, right, I got paired down into Kieran, so I had to play Kieran anyway. And I smoked him, fucked him up.
Nice.
That's great.
All right.
I went into my third round, but Kieran, it was getting late in the night, and we are all having good chats. Like last night was a real fun communal kind of thing because of all the people are regulars. Everyone's having a good time. It went a bit long, so in between rounds, it was just hanging out chatting. So Kieran and Red both dropped, and they just hung out for the rest of it, right? But because they dropped, it drops me in the seed, so I don't get paired up. I get paired way down. Ooh. So even though I was I'd won 2-0, 2-0.
Yeah.
I got paired down like into 6th in the rank. of like the 16 players.
Fuck.
I'm below people that have lost more games than me, and I was like, damn it! Because
So you were 2-0 and you were still.
I was still on 6 on the seed,
Damn.
right? So Tony ends up winning by he played Brad and he won 3-0, but I was still 3-0 at that point on the first round. So I made Tony stay. And we played a 4th round. I fucked him up.
Just see who won. You got the victory in the end.
I had the moral victory,
Nice.
but on the thing I went 3-0 and was 5th, and I was like, doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
But exceptionally good draft set. We talked about that last week. We did the Modern Masters draft, and that's an incredibly expensive box. So the tickets for that were $115 for 3 packs. Really expensive. I totally accept that. All that price is predominantly just made up from me paying for the cost of the box that we had, right? It was really fun to go back to 2030 and play real Magic. We had Path to Exiles and things all in draft. It made for a really good play experience. Everyone had a great time. Do you want to see for the cost of the Avatar one? It was just as good an experience.
Yeah.
It was all stuff that made sense in
Super
Magic
highly
the Gathering.
interactable.
Yeah,
great, like vertical stack mechanics where you can just build up firebending.
Absolutely. All the bending parts are really good. Like the white one's really good because you can like surprise flip permanents back to opponents' hands. The red one's quite good because it adds a lot of mana that you can then use for the rest of the combat. But the green one allows you to turn lands into creatures, which means you can have early combats. And you can do lots of tricky stuff where you go to block and don't block. And the biggest problem with turning lands into creatures is often when they're cramped.
Have you seen the combo where if you attack with a land, you get another combat step? And then
Which card enables that?
I think it's the uncle. What's his name?
Uncle Iroh?
I think so. Like when you attack, I think you get another. Oh no, it's the earthbending guy. The earthbending guy.
I don't know. I've watched
I know it's the
limited
earthbending
Avatar.
guy.
Tough.
And then what happened is you just zero off it. It comes back. And then
it goes around
you get
circles?
again,
Yeah,
attack
yeah,
again.
yeah,
It goes around. You just keep doing it.
But Zero with the Earthbending is actually hell good.
Yeah.
But it made for really fast early game combat, which means all the games were far more fluid. We only had one game for the whole night go close to time. It was very fun and efficient way to play the game, and actually an incredibly good draft set.
Yeah.
I am going to try and hoik up some more play boosters because we're already out, unfortunately. But I do want to hoik up some more because it's an exceptionally good draft set.
Yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit more in the next episode. We'll kind of dive into Avatar now that we had some more time to kind of explore the set. What I really loved about it is that mechanically, these all reflect the themes of what Avatar is trying to represent, right? Like the firebending is like the Fire Nation's engine to keep building more and more and seek more power. The earthbending is the Earth Nation is very much they're reanimating Earth. Waterbending is very much waterbending has always been about unity and tribe. So the idea is that they all share the mana costs. And airbending is like being tricksy and flying up in the sky. So the idea of airbending your card into exile is like it's flicking up into the sky and coming back down. So it is all very reflective of existing Avatar themes.
They need
and it's fun.
Avatar, like all bendings they have.
There is. Aang is the Avatar.
I know, but does he have all bending?
He says that if you've done all 4 bendings, then he flips.
Oh.
Is that his like deal? Is that what he
No,
is?
the Avatar has all bending. That's
So the idea
that's
is
the
that each
idea
of
of
the
Avatar.
nations have their own specific, like, think of it as magic. They have their own specific magic they practice. And then the Avatar
Is like Nico Bolas.
Is like the one, it's like a destined
Well,
figure.
Nicol
that
Bolas is only
exists.
3 colors, but
Oh,
he'd be like
really?
a Joda maybe.
He's
Yes.
a 5 color. Avatar, Aang is 5 color.
Yeah.
But the idea is that the Avatar is master of all 4 elements, and there's only one time. They only exist one exists at any given time. And the Avatar only ever exists.
So he's like the chosen one.
He is the chosen one archetype.
Have you guys watched a lot of the Avatar?
Not really.
It's a little bit. I watched a little bit.
Do you feel like it's pretty on theme?
It
yes,
is
very on team.
Yeah,
very on
they've
team.
done a very, very good job of theming
like
everything.
like the card force of negation. That is very on team because he took the bending off the fire bending guy.
Fire Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kane, keep cutting you off. Did you watch the cartoon yourself, or you watched it with your kids?
I watched it myself.
Yeah.
I only know vaguely from culture and my little glimpses of memory that I have
Like
when I watched
Imprison
it
the
as a kid.
Moon. Like
Yeah, that's his girlfriend getting moved.
Yeah, so it's super like on team.
In theme.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Is it roughly Chinese culture? Is that what it is?
it is Asian culture.
Asian
Yeah.
culture.
So
But
you have, for example, the waterbending tribe is very much like northern, like Siberian monkish,
Correct.
Alaskan, and then you have earth and fire are very much like Central Asian, Chinese-ish, and then you have air is very much like Tibetan,
Tibetan, like to
Southern
the
Buddhist.
mountains.
So you have kind of a
But Air Nation is
Eastern-
like
it's
wiped
very-
out. Like
yeah.
it's like
It's all
a
Eastern
genocide
Asian.
because they predicted the next Avatar is going to be an air bending. So I think the Fire
Correct.
Nation
So
destroyed
what
the
happened
whole
was
thing,
the,
right?
Kool-Aided
the
himself.
Fire Nation Lord, like I don't know, got some crazy secret power from a comet or some shit, and he saw the future was that the next avatar was the only thing that could stop him, and was going to be
No.
air.
Fire Nation had like a buff. So when the comet came, it gave them like superpowers. The
Oh,
fire
right,
bending
right,
went
right.
like 2x.
And then they killed the white dudes.
So when the comet came, so they attack because they know, because if they were to be like to invade when they
Yeah.
were just base power, right?
Yeah,
they
yeah.
couldn't. So when the comet came, they 2x themselves.
Oh, yeah, the comet came through.
Yeah,
the Fire
and-
Nation was as strong as ever
yeah.
been, and then the Lord was like, all right, the only thing that can stop me would be the Avatar, master of all elements. So and I predict that because the Avatar always comes in sequences. There was like, this is going to be this one, this one, this one, this one, and then the next one in line was going to be an Air Nation Avatar. So he was like, well, if I just kill all the Air Nation people, I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
Is
Except
this an adult-themed cartoon or a kids-themed
very
cartoon?
much a kids themed cartoon with some adult watchability.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the Katara, is it?
Katara's water bear.
No.
Water Nation.
The next, because Avatar finished, and then when he grows up, that
yes,
is I
yes,
think
yes,
more
yes.
adult, because then there has another bending called blood bending.
Yeah.
Blood bending.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it makes it like a liquid, right? You
Yes.
can- yeah.
So no,
Yeah.
it's actually like water evolved.
What happened was, so we're talking about like season 1 is all Aang, and then
Yeah.
later on in the seasons they had a different avatar. They returned a main character, and they realized that the audience was growing up, so they were allowing for more mature themes now.
I genuinely love that. I like when they a franchise grows with its audience and realizes that the most viewers you're ever going to have are the people that were on board with the beginning, but they require more
Correct.
like growth in there.
And I've heard a lot of good things about season 2 as well. Obviously, William was talking about the idea is that the base element airbend, the base elements of the bending eventually get more and more developed as like the pros. Like people get really good at bending. So earth bending can also evolve into metal bending, and then
Right.
fire bending becomes lightning, and then water bending can become blood bending.
Yeah, those are like illegal moves.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
the
I do
forbidden
like
arts.
like someone pisses you off and just give them deep brain thrombosis.
Pretty much, that's what blood
The
bending
thing is, people kept shit talking water bending.
Yeah.
People kept
That's why they had the person also got his bending removed by the avatar.
Oh, because he's doing the illegal moves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
because
cheating.
What happened was like people kept shit talking water bending because water bending was known for being like a healing bending.
Yeah.
and like you have to carry a jar of water around you so you can use your bending at all. And then eventually the writer's like,
So
"Fuck
how-
you, blood bending."
I'll bring your blood with
yeah,
me.
yeah. It's more like you go in a fight with a guy and he just
Can you
takes all
imagine
your
like
blood out of your body.
you know like how have you watched X-Men First Class? It's
Yeah.
like I smell metal.
You know,
in your blood.
Do you think the blood bending
yeah,
guys?
when Magneto was
Yeah,
able
Magneto,
to
yeah.
that was the most writer bullshit of being like, I can synthesize a reason for him to win.
Do you think the blood bending guys never gonna have poor performance in bed?
Dude, they can
Because
they
you can
go-
force all the blood.
They're yeah. Turbo Viagra, bro. So, but anyway, we're getting on the 1 hour mark, and we're going to start opening the shop for the pre-release today. We have another pre-release of Avatar.
I know pre-release number 2, baby, or
Let's
3
do
for
it.
the
Sunday
weekend.
pre-release.
Really.
Any last words, gentlemen?
No, I'm just happy to be back. I'm genuinely excited for this. I'm glad the
Back
boys are back in
Street's
town.
back.
The boys are back in town.
And
Yeah.
take care, everyone.
Meow.